Okay, hi there. I am trying out a different video angle. I'm just trying to see. Okay. Because I don't know. I just am. Why? Why? Uh, so, hi, I'm here to do a little reading for you. I appreciate that you still reached out after so long because I really wanted to get to everybody who originally responded to my post and wanted one. And because it took me so long, because I tend to do such long readings, um, I'm really glad that I can get to everybody that kind of fell behind a little bit. Or that I couldn't get in touch with, what I mean. Okay, anyway, so let's see what we can get for you here. A couple things I do like to start out saying in my personal readings are, and this isn't because of anything you asked or anything. This is just things I like to put out there. Um, when it comes to other people's energies, even though you didn't ask about anybody else's energy, but I'm one who's really big on having permission to be in someone's energy and to read it. So I always tell people that there's no guarantee if they're asking about another person that I'm even going to be able to be allowed to tell them anything about another person's energy that they may not want known, unless their spirit team or the universe decides that it needs to be known for some reason. Then that's something I would um, I feel like I would pick up on and be able to say. But for the most part, I don't ever expect to be picking up on anybody else's energy without permission from them, or just from the universe saying, like, okay, hey, we're telling you you can say this. You know what I mean? And so I just like to put that out there. And I feel like there was something else I was going to say, but I don't remember. So we're just gonna get started. It'll come to me, whatever. I'm just trying to decide, since we're doing a general, like, what you kind of need to focus on reading, I'm thinking of starting with an oracle deck. To kind of get a base energy reading. So let's start with, sometimes I start with tarot, but sometimes I like to use tarot as more clarification, but let's see how this goes. Alright, so I'm going to start with this Spill the Tea deck, and let's see what we can see. What your team wants you to focus on. Oh, alright, well, usually I go for about 3 or 4 base cards, and we had 3 that popped out all together, so wow, alright. See, I gotta make sure we can see these in my camera angle and make sure that I can see my camera. Alright. We have loyal or not. Someone is testing your loyalty. Uncovered truth. Uncovered evidence will change your view on things. And authentic self. Showing true self courageously. So this obviously immediately gives me the energy of someone around you that you found something out about. But I'm going to be honest with this, the fact that they all came out together and not like these two separately and then this, or all separately, the fact that they all came out together makes me believe it's actually something more personal. You could have someone or something around you, and we'll clarify more, that you uncovered a truth about and is now testing your loyalty to that person or mindset or situation, because it goes against your authentic self, like your values and beliefs. But for some reason, as I got to that authentic self, showing true self courageously, I got the feeling of this maybe being something internal. Like maybe you, like that feeling of when your perspective gets changed on something because of something that's revealed, like an uncovered truth. It doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. It's just something that changes your perspective, right? So it's like something that did that, and now it's making you question possibly like a core or constant value or belief that you've had for a long time, and now you're kind of like, well, do I believe or feel that way anymore? And it's kind of like challenging your authentic self or who you thought. And our authentic self, like it changes as we go through life experiences, things. It's okay to have a perspective that you're so passionate in and you believe and you stand up for with everything you are, like 10 toes to the ground, and then all of a sudden you one little thing changes and you're like, wait, do I believe that anymore? Like that, it's a hard one, and especially it does make you feel like you're testing your own loyalty to yourself, to your own beliefs. Like, no, this is what I believe, so why is this contradicting like information really making sense to me? Like, you know what I mean? It's like that that kind of conflict that it feels like. But we'll get some more clarifying cards for that. And that's funny. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. I knew it would come up when it was ready. The other thing I couldn't remember I wanted to say, it's relevant right now. I believe as a reader, we tend to embody the energy that we are reading in different ways that manifest throughout the reading. Such as I'm saying all this, I'm thinking, wow, when I started your reading, the very first thing I said was, I don't know why, but I'm gonna do this from a different angle. Like, I'm trying a new perspective. I'm doing this from a different camera angle. I usually have it at another side of my table, looking a different way at the table. So, there we go. So I feel like we're gonna confirm one way or another that your perspective has been changed about something, someone, whether it's something within you. Either way, whether it's something within you or something external, it is having an effect on the way you see your authentic self, it feels like. So let me just decide if I want to keep going with this deck or another one, because I like to switch it up sometimes. And because I grabbed another deck from over here, I'm actually gonna, it's another oracle deck, but it's got like moods and emotions, so let's see, and other things, not just, okay, my OG decks. Which is also kind of funny that I went for a very new deck and a very old deck to confirm it. It's almost like trying to use that old information in your head to confirm this new, like, way of thinking. Like, does it a lot? You know what I mean? That's okay. Let's see what we get here. Let's confirm. Oh, okay. Loyal or not? Past life and distracted. So deja vu, repeated patterns, karmic lessons. Distracted, sidetrack, change, delays. And this is coming up under loyal or not. So this test of your loyalty, I'm not going to lie, this is really feeling more with this karmic lesson, repeated patterns. I'm still getting such a strong energy of it being something internal, especially with this change, delays, like, like whatever this is has literally changed, delayed, sidetracked you, and like that feeling of questioning. I don't want to say questioning yourself, but a little bit like that. Just when your perspective gets changed on something you thought it would never get changed on, you know what I mean? So it's, and with this coming up here, it's almost like this would have come up to show you time and time again that you're meant to change your perspective on this, and it would have been ignored because you were so passionate and so sure of what you believed and thought, and felt. But then something came along, distracted you, and now you just really don't know if you're being loyal to yourself or not. That sounds stronger than I mean it to be. Like, because I'm not seeing the energy of, like, and I mean, we'll have to confirm. I'll get tarot. But I'm not feeling, I'm not going to say that yet, because especially with this karmic, I was going to say I don't feel like a tower energy here yet, but that's hard for me to actually say when you have this past life card with repeated patterns, karmic lessons, and the way this is coming out is almost feeling like, because sometimes that one little change in perspective that causes all this, it does kind of cause a bit of a tower moment within ourselves, where something has to be completely broken down and torn apart and be rebuilt in with that new perspective. You know what I mean? Uncovered truth. Running. Wow. Okay. Running, ghosting, disappearing, invisible. So I'm not seeing that. Okay. That uncovered truth with running, it's making me feel like it's confirming the running from that truth, that change in perspective, still kind of resisting it a little bit, and that's okay. It's normal. It's hard. It's part of the journey. It's part of we have to have kind of a breakdown of self at some point. We all, when we're on these healing journeys, and we go through periods where there are just parts of us that we thought would always be parts of us, but then we realized we were just holding on too tight for the wrong reasons, onto certain parts of us, or ways of thinking, or habits, whatever it is. But there is always a period of still kind of running from it, like this loyal or not, this questioning whether or not you're betraying yourself by changing your perspective. And then there's also sometimes, depending on what it is, a degree of, if this has been such a part of you, of something that you've, like, maybe even loudly stood up for, if now your view has suddenly changed on it, what are other people going to think? Are they going to think you're just, there might be that kind of worry too, of just wondering if people think you really know who you are because you had such a drastic, or what they might see as a drastic change of perspective or something. And to be perfectly honest, then maybe those people have just never had that happen to them, because it is possible. It's not crazy. It's not, people can have very drastic changes in perspective and just choose to not be the way they were before. I don't know why I went off on that passionate deviation, but it just, I don't like to see anyone shrink themselves or feel like they can't change because other people won't understand it. Because it doesn't really matter. If they don't understand that people can change that like that, then that just means they're not willing to try. They don't, you know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, authentic self. Let's get one for that. Oh, curse. Okay. Hex, witchcraft, negative mind. Okay, that is what is pulling me to that card right now. Like I said, it feels like that, like that betrayal of self almost. Um, but I know I'm following the energy of the inner conflict, but I can't shake the small deviation of energy towards an external um, uncovered truth of some kind that's testing your loyalty to them, or maybe just your trust in someone or something, or so I think I'm gonna switch to tarot. And then maybe I'll get a shadow deck, or maybe a couple shadow decks. Okay. Let's get one for this loyal or not. Okay. Yeah, okay. So, alright. The Ace of Wands is, excuse me, for me, is more confirming the internal deviation. Because the Ace of Wands is like a new, literally like a new way of thinking, a new passionate, it could be have to do with passion, creativeness, action, but it's action. It's wands are um, action, creativity, passion, but the Ace of Wands is quite literally the way I interpret it is like a new way of thinking. It's like it's just like something new in your mind has been lit and is leading you down the path of something new. So to me, this is confirming more of it, the internal deviation. While yes, there still could be something external, that just might not be what I'm meant to focus on here. But I just wanted to acknowledge the, the energy there, too. Let's get, oh, it's too many, holy crap. One for uncovered truth and running. Whoa. The Page of Swords in reverse. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That for me is just further confirming the running from the new ideas. Because while the page can be kind of more, I don't want to not quite naive, but like it's like that newer not childlike in a immature way, but childlike in an innocent, like very new, like you just discovered something that just like sparked something in you in a very like exciting way, you know what I mean? But also in a very confronting kind of way, like because when you find out something that changes your perspective in that way, where it just like it's a whole new way of thinking, there is an element of excitement to it because the way you resonate with it is exciting, but the fear of excuse me, the change that resonating feeling will bring is scary too. And I think that this is representative of that fear, that resistance to that excitement in it. Literally running from that kind of like new way of thinking, I guess. Or not running from the new way of thinking, but running from letting yourself be excited about it, I guess, or be like dive into it more and really like lean into that feeling of wow, this feels like me. And I think that also connects with this negative mind, like you're resisting that, you don't want to, you're trying to tell yourself not to be interested in digging deeper into that, and resisting that feeling of it really fitting. It's giving me, just to compare it to like an actual situation, it's giving me that the feeling of like when someone who is not into like astrology or tarot or anything like that at all, but then suddenly they start seeing, like, I don't know, certain things that make them go, huh, maybe there's something to this. And then but then like, nah. And like they see things that make them go like, oh my God. But then like, no, 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 no. It's crap. No, it's a scam. But then they keep seeing things that are like, wait, in reading, you know what I mean? They keep seeing things more, but they're resisting. Like, no, no, it's garbage. Like, I'm not saying yours is with like astrology or tarot or anything like that, but that kind of, like dynamic, that kind of vibe. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's get one for authentic self and curse. Oh, what flipped over here? Oh, okay. The Seven of Pentacles in reverse. So, to me, this is like, okay, the Seven of Pentacles in upright position is like, really seeing all the efforts of your hard work, everything that you've planted for yourself, your foundation. Pentacles, yes, can be indicative of finances, but in my readings, because I don't really read financial gain or loss readings unless your team specifically puts that in my face, Pentacles for me are more like foundation, like what this is about: values, beliefs, foundational parts of you, your authentic self. And all these pieces of your authentic self that you've planted and you've watched grow, when it's upright, it's like you're seeing how you've bloomed, how you're so proud. But it's in reverse because you're questioning everything that you've planted, everything that you've been growing. Is it, sometimes we have to weed things out when we're growing, right? And that's one thing people don't, they get into this mindset of, oh my God, I planted all this hard work. It took so long to grow. And now is it even me? Like, you know what I mean? But then you're like, oh wait, you got to weed out some stuff to get to what, we really planted as us. Sometimes you got to weed out some things. And that's what I feel like this energy is going through, is like weeding out some, I know it says uncovered truth, but I really feel like it's more of like a change in perspective on something. Yeah, and that really confirms that kind of this energy, this running from it, kind of resisting learning more about it because you're like, no, that's not what I planted. That's not that's not what I wanted to see grow. Excuse me. But at the same time, I feel like there is a part of you with this that's like, it's exciting, and it's exciting, scary. It's adrenaline rush. It's wild to have that kind of change in perspective on something, whatever it is. Let's get this deck. I'm gonna get a couple more decks. I know I don't like. I try not to make these readings go so freaking long, but I really like to kind of go as much as I can. I feel like this is a really good message, and I hope it is resonating so far because it's coming out so clearly. But let's see what we get with this deck. I'm not necessarily going to link these cards to any specific pile here. I'm just going to see. This is a shadow deck, and unless it seems to fit, I'll be called to drag it there. Oh, what's that? The perfectionist, the perfectionism trap. Seeking flawlessness leads to self-sabotage. Embrace progress over perfection. That is the vibe. This is it. It's like you see everything that you planted, but it's not as you envisioned it, right? So it's like that curse of the mind, like this, it can't be, this isn't what I planned, what I planted, what I wanted to grow. This goes against all that, and so why is it still aligning with me? Why is it still growing? Why, and you don't have to be, sometimes we get into that mind fuck, of when we make a big change like that in perspective, we're like, oh, I'm not as perfect as I thought I was. Not that anybody is over here thinking like they're perfect. I'm sure not many people do think they're perfect. But it's like you get that feeling of betraying something in yourself by changing a core value, and it's not a betrayal. It's the biggest way to show self-love and self-worth is to show yourself that you are willing to change the way you see things and do things when they no longer align with how you feel inside, no matter what it is. And that doesn't make anybody any less of anything. It makes you stronger to be able to acknowledge and go through that. To not ever think you're at a point where you're exactly who you're always going to be, to always embrace more progress and more change and more growth. That's what we're here to do. We're not here to stay the same. There's no, you know what I mean? We're not here to stay complacent and resist growth. That is a perfect card for this energy. Don't fall into that trap that we just have to, whatever we planted is what we have to sow. You know what I mean? Weed out the stuff that no longer belongs. Plant some new seeds. You know, see the ones you planted in a different way. Excuse me. Oh, all right, we got two more. We'll take them. Exactly. Strength and vulnerability. True courage is allowing yourself to be seen even in your most raw state. Even when you kind of are like, well, I thought I knew what I was doing. I thought I knew what was going on and what I wanted, but I don't. So let's start over with this new way of thinking. Don't let yourself be like, I can't do that. No, I can't do that. You can. Absolutely you can. The guilt trap. Release unnecessary guilt. Self-blame keeps you chained to cycles of suffering. Cycles of suffering. That's what this is. Suffering because you're of holding on to something. I want to say, I don't know why I keep going back to like a way of thinking, or maybe it's a behavior in a certain situation, or but just something. Something is different. Let's get one from here. Actually, I want to go with this one or this one. And here I am. Usually, I've been so organized lately when I go through my cards, and I've been putting them out here so I can grab them easily and get back to their boxes easily. And I'm just kind of throwing everything back here like shit in the wind. Sorry. So I don't know if that's kind of anything reflective of how you're feeling right now. Like your mind maybe just a mess with all this. All right, let's get one or two from here. Maybe I'll get a shadow card too. Laughter. Laughter is a medicine for the soul. So laugh, even if it's through tears. You have to. Maybe that's why I'm making all these stupid jokes and things through here, because we do. Especially through things like this. Like, if you can't laugh at yourself, sometimes that's what it takes, though. Sometimes it literally takes kind of laughing at the way you used to think and being like, the hell was I thinking? And really you're just like, oh, well, that was that. Sometimes it takes being able to laugh at yourself about the way, things were, than to be so like, oh my God, what was I thinking? What was I doing? And like beating yourself up about the guilt trap. Like, there's no need to make yourself feel bad about it. What's the point? We change. It's okay. Laugh about the way you used to think if it no longer aligns with you, and be able to say like, yeah, I thought that because I wasn't seeing, humility and accountability, responsibility. You can still find some humor in it. It doesn't have to be, unless you have the people around you. I told you so. I told you so. Like, I get how that's hard to be like, but hopefully you have people around you that are just going to be like, okay. Delay. A delay is never a denial. Sometimes it's just not the right time. So I feel like maybe, this feels like your state of mind. Almost like I think I had a small deviation just a few seconds ago of kind of like that. Why did it take me so long? Like in a joking way. Um, when you sit here and think that, like, why did it take me so long to see things this way? That just is part of that guilt trap. Like, don't fall into that. You, this sometimes it's just not the right time for everyone when it comes to these things. I think we all have those moments of why didn't I see that sooner? Why didn't I change my perspective sooner? It's because we weren't meant to. We wouldn't have learned the lesson the way we were meant to learn it if we had seen it correctly at the time. Do you know what I mean? So even these uncovered truths, these changes in perspectives, the timing of when they happen is exactly when they're meant to happen because we're ready. You're ready for that change to happen. Okay. Yeah. Okay. It probably didn't seem like anything to you, but I had to stop my video because of an unexpected interruption. So sorry. Um, but let me, I think I was going to go for this deck now and see kind of what it, I'm sorry, I forgot what I was in the middle of saying, and I don't think I was in the middle of saying anything, but, oh, okay, that came out fast. Spirit speaks. Seek advice to steer judgment as insightful talks illuminate your journey. The other side says seek wisdom in prayer, but also have an open dialogue. So I see that as just further confirmation of um, kind of what this is for, I guess. Like that urge to let this kind of take you over. We did not get the Tower card or Dark Night of the Soul or anything like that. So, not that that can't be something, maybe it's something you've already gone through, or maybe you haven't yet. Um, but this is definitely energy that could influence that. Let me get. Oh, I know I was thinking about getting a shadow card. Oops. So maybe we can get, even if it's just to kind of connect this reading even further, maybe an energy of what the perspective change was on, or maybe just what shadow is being worked on here. Okay, now. Jinn. Okay, the Jinn card says, as magic unfolds, a risk as high will arise. Wishes will be granted, but we beware the design. So let me read the book description for Jinn. Excuse me. Okay. As magic unfolds in the presence of the Jinn, so too does a perilous gambit. Wishes, like stars, sparkle with the promise of fulfillment, yet their paths are veiled in ambiguity. The Jinn reminds us that the choices we make are like wishes, bearing the potential for profound transformation, yet also shrouded in unforeseen consequences. Yet in the cryptic gaze of the Jinn, we also find a cautionary tale of dealing with double-faced intentions. It warns us to never fully trust the surface of things, for beneath the guise of wishes and desires, hidden motives may lurk. Illusions might deceive. He leaves us with a cryptic question: what will doom us the most? Trusting our inner desires or trusting others around us? That last question, the fact that it mentions trusting others around us as well as inner desires, I feel like that is literally confirming the fact that I felt both energies from the beginning of this reading. Which makes me wonder if maybe the energy that you're wanting to change, or the perspective, I'm sorry, that you're wanting to change, like that's really you, your inner desire to be and believe and whatever, is something that maybe the people around you really would kind of be like, oh. Like, for example, if maybe your family is very religious, or maybe just nothing at all, they don't, and then you decide that you want to get into tarot, or maybe that you want to start going to church, or something like that, and they're kind of like, why? Like, that it doesn't feel like an oppression energy. It's more like a judgy kind of energy, I guess. But yeah, that last question there is what stuck out to me the most with that, the energy I was feeling in the beginning. So I'm gonna get one more card. I want to get a few like encouraging cards. If we can. The universe, and then we'll wrap it up. I always wrap my readings up with a song from my own deck, so excuse me, we'll do that too. We'll get one each. Golden map. When you align your desires with Spirit's plan, you are truly blessed. I fulfill my true purpose. So yeah, this is feeling like whatever you want to change your perspective on, it's like it really is just aligning you more with your true soul's path, and you can feel that when you, even if you're resisting it a little bit, it's like you could feel it, or if you did resist it maybe, but you're meant to change that perspective. You're meant to have that new way of thinking, that new, because it's part of your Spirit's plan, I fulfill my true purpose. Let's get this one. This one has a little book with it too that I'll read the card. What can we tell? This situation that will be comforting. Aww. I feel like that would be something that you would need to hear right now if you felt like your ways of thinking and that things were some kind of curse on you and negative, like why is everything about the way I thought changing. It definitely would hurt to have, like I said before, to have to change something so foundational in you. Your pain is not your identity. I'm gonna read what this says in here. Your pain is not your identity. Page 60, card number 20. I went too far. Key themes: self-worth, healing, resilience, transformation, rewriting your story. Message: pain may have shaped you, but it does not define you. What you have endured is part of your journey, but it is not who you are. You are more than your struggles, more than your wounds, more than difficult chapters of your past. This card is a reminder that while pain is real, so is healing. While darkness exists, so does light. You are not meant to live inside your suffering forever. You are meant to rise from it. There is still joy ahead, still love waiting for you, still beauty to be found. Let yourself be more than what has hurt you. Turn the page knowing that you are writing a new chapter, one where you reclaim your power, your peace, and your future. I'm going to read all the stuff in the book just for that card, just in case. For guidance, it says, separate yourself from the pain you've experienced. You are not your trauma, your mistakes, or your hardships, or your old ways of thinking. 2, remind yourself that healing is possible. You are becoming, not just surviving, but thriving. Give yourself permission to write a new narrative. one where you are more than your past. Speak kindly to yourself. Replace thoughts of suffering with thoughts of resilience, strength, and hope. For a visualization exercise, close your eyes and imagine yourself holding an old book, its pages filled with pain, struggle, and sadness. Now, set the book down and pick up a new one. Its pages blank, waiting for you to write the next part of your story. With each breath, see words of healing, love, and renewal filling the pages. You get to choose what comes next. Some journaling prompts, and anytime I get a card from here and it gets to the journaling prompts, I always like push how important and amazing journaling can be when you're, especially if you're on it like some kind of healing journey or trying to grow and change. I highly recommend journaling or just keeping track somehow, whether it's through voice notes or like art, if you draw poetry, just something that can chronicle like every time an emotion takes over you, or whatever big events, thoughts that just pop in your head that you feel like you need to write down, random emotions, like just journaling everything, how you react to certain things, and having that to look back on in a journey like this is so helpful, especially in moments where like you just kind of feel stuck, like am I really moving forward, or it's such a good reminder that little steps matter, and to appreciate how far you've come and how much further you can go. Journaling prompts. If my pain is not my identity, then who am I beyond it? What strengths have I gained through my challenges? How can I begin to rewrite my story in a way that empowers me? An affirmation: I am more than what has hurt me. My story is still unfolding, and I choose to write it with love and strength. Actionable insight: take a step today, big or small, that affirms your growth. Whether it's speaking kindly to yourself, seeking support, or doing something that makes you feel alive, remind yourself, I am moving forward. I am not my pain. I am more. That is lovely. And with that, I am going to end with a card from my own deck. It's a card of song lyrics, and it is, I always set the intention that this song will be one that either already has a meaning to you, that your team wants you to either focus on, whether it's a memory that it evokes or an emotion, a situation, something, whatever comes to your mind when you see the name of the song or hear the song, that your spirit team wants you to focus on that for some reason, whether it's something that brings you strength or something you need to heal, or it could just be a song that the universe wants you to pay attention to for some reason in this moment. Oh, you got two. Usually I will not take more than one, but this whole reading has been about, yeah, so we're going to do it. You got What About Love by Heart and My Favorite Game by the Cardigans. So if you know either of those songs, I'm also going to pull the lyric cards I have for them. What About Love and My Favorite Game. Okay, let's see what the lyrics we have for them are. Find it. Of course, none of them are on the top, right? Of course not. What About Love? Okay. There's one. accidentally pass it because I was paying attention to focusing too much on one more than the other. Oh, I have 2 for What About Love. Look at that. My favorite game. Okay. Well, it's a good thing I had to keep going then, isn't it? Because I had more to find. Sign. Alright, so for What About Love, always trying to keep it under control. You've been hiding, never letting it show. And then my favorite game, it's not a matter of you versus me. Well, I think that really sums up a lot of points that I felt during the reading. It's not a matter of you versus anybody else. It's not even a matter of, it's more a matter of you versus you. Not a matter of you versus anybody else. You don't need to try and keep it under control anymore. You don't have to hide it. Never let it show. I mean, it's time to let that new way of thinking show through, is my opinion, especially with this and these. Yeah. So that is where I will leave it. I hope this was a good experience for you, and if there's anything, I look forward to hearing like anything that you have to say about it, good, bad, in between. I just appreciate you letting me read your energy and take the time to watch this after. Sorry if it's a little long. If it was something that you resonated with, or you just like my reading style and hope that I'll pick up on your energy again in the future, I would love if you would follow me on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, any or all of them, just to help. I don't know how the freaking algorithms and everything work, but I feel like the more people I can get to connect with me, the more I can get my energy out there to find the people that need the kind of words and environment and safe place that I want to offer for everybody going through, whatever shit they have to go through. So that is where I'll leave it, and I will thank you again, and I hope to hear from you soon. Bye.